And AM 1160. Good morning to you. Glad that you're with us here on this Friday. And yes, I can take. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS. All right, so he's Aaron Lehman. He's Family Promise, and he has something really, really interesting to tell us about. This is going to be an interesting night for you, isn't it, tonight?
Yes, it is. Actually, tomorrow night, but
It's
tomorrow
tomorrow.
afternoon night, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us about it. This is
All right. So once again, and for those of you that do not know, Family Promise is an organization, nonprofit, interfaith that helps homeless families in the Indiana County area. We take families in, we teach them, we give them stability, we teach them fiscal responsibility, we teach them how to manage money, and then when they graduate from the program, we have an 83% success rate. So that's kind of a little bit about Family Promise. We're having, and so Family Promise is a regional here, of course, in Indiana County, but we're national. So now our national affiliate is having they call it Night Without a Bed. And what we're asking for people in Indiana County to raise awareness for homelessness and homeless families, to take a picture of you, your family, sleeping somewhere besides your bed, in a car, in a tent. Somebody was saying maybe on a trampoline, wherever, on the floor in your house, on your couch, and hashtag Indiana County, and also hashtag Night Without a Bed. And so that way we have pictures of people doing this. We could put it on our website. Family Promise can put it on their website and just show that people are supporting homelessness, supporting homeless families, and the work that we're doing.
all right. So it's called Night Without a Bed. You're going to be doing it. You're encouraging everybody to go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last year I did it, and so what I did is I thought, what can I do? And I was like, you know what, I'll sleep in my car. So I had a 2003 Honda Civic, which,
You're a big guy.
yeah.
Honda
yeah.
Civic is not a big car.
No, it's not. So what I did is I went out to Sheets on Ben Franklin Road, and I was there, and the first thing I thought was, okay, it's hot. It's extremely hot. And I don't have young kids, but I was thinking if I did have young kids, what I would be doing is I'd be in a car with maybe my wife on the passenger side and the kids in the back. First of all, what are they going to do? So if let's say they for some reason had a tablet, what would happen is that tablet would have to be charged. In order to charge it, I would have to turn on the car. If I turn on the car, the battery's gonna die. If I turn on the car, so it's on to charge the battery, I'm going to be using gas, and I might not have money to replace the gas. So what are the kids going to do? They're just going to run around, and that's about it. And then what happened is when it was time to go to sleep, I didn't want to have the windows down because somebody could come in and hurt me, hurt my family, whatever it would be. So I didn't want to have the windows down, so I had them up. But then I didn't have the air conditioning on because it would have wasted gas. So that was one of the things I realized. And so what I did is I documented everything. And the reason why is I was always thinking you really can't give a homeless family a video and say, hey, videotape yourself doing what you're doing. So I wanted to show people what happens when you're sleeping in your car, overnight.
Yeah. And I'm sure it was even though you're supposed to have your eyes closed and be asleep, it was an eye opener for you. And for anybody else who saw this, and it really is fascinating. Just to picture you in a 2003 Civic, number one, what are you doing with that car? And number two, then actually putting it to such a intriguing use. And so, what are you doing this year? Is the natural question that follows.
All right. Well, let me wait about this year. A couple other things I learned last year, if you don't mind. So. One of the things that I did is I gave myself $5 for the night. I figured $5 for food. I went into Sheets and I looked in, and there was 2 hot dogs for $1.
Okay.
But there was also a bowl of fruit for $3.50. So what am I going to buy? Well, I'm going to buy the hot dog because that's going to be more filling, which means my kids are going to be malnourished. So a lot of people don't realize that families that are homeless, kids that are homeless, are malnourished because people just can't afford the good food. They only are going to be able to afford what they can, which is a hot dog. So I ate a hot dog, and I had some and I had some water and the water fountain and everything. And I just realized that this is crazy. That I can't even buy a bowl of fruit because I don't have it. Because if I had the money, I wouldn't have money for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the other things I learned. And then at 2:00 in the morning, a sheets truck came to a gas truck. So that was out there for 2 hours. So I had that noise. So I really didn't get any sleep then, and the kids would probably not have gotten any sleep. So it's just all these different things that could happen when a family is sleeping in a car. And once again, I wanted to document that.
And there's the realization then that this is the reality for many, many people.
Yes, and I didn't even have kids. If I had kids, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
What I would be, scared that of other people, they're not going to get to sleep, and then okay, so now I don't have, so the kids might not be going to school because they're in a car and we don't have a permanent address, and so what we're doing in Family Promise is taking that, stabilizing the situation, and making them successful. Now you asked me about this year. So what I'm going to try to do is at Walmart, I have a tent. So I want to, because a lot of people, okay, let me back up here. The difference between city homelessness, urban homelessness, and regional is in urban, you see people sleeping on the streets. In Indiana County, we don't. And the reason why is people are pairing up with other families. People are sleeping in their cars, and they're sleeping in tents and woods.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to do is say, okay, what else can I do? Well, now I'm going to sleep in a tent outside the Walmart, hopefully outside Walmart if they agreed that I could do it. And, just be there from, Saturday to Sunday. Hopefully I have an air mattress because my back just can't handle sleeping on the cement.
Yeah.
And, raise awareness that way. Now, we are also accepting donations during this time. So if you see somebody or if you know somebody that's doing Night Without a Bed, you can always donate to Family Promise at familypromiseofindianacounty.com. We have a donate tab there. You can go on our Facebook and just follow us and see all the different people in Indiana County that are, doing the Night Without a Bed.
Yeah. And of course, that's a very important element is to help Family Promise, to help these families. But you just said something a couple of seconds ago that I don't want to let pass. We're talking about the plight of the homeless and the various situations in which they find themselves, and maybe they do find themselves sleeping in their car or sleeping on the ground or on some other hard surface. For you, it's a back issue concern, probably for them as well. Their overall health is not going to be the best if they are finding themselves in a homeless situation anyway. And there can be real health ramifications from being forced to sleep in not an ideal circumstance.
Oh, yes, most definitely. And that's what we want to bring awareness to.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, that's why I want. So if you go to our YouTube channel or if you go to Facebook, you can actually see the documentation that I did when I had the my phone and I videotape my experience. And that's what we're going to be talking about. And that's what we're going to be sharing is my experience that I did last year on the Facebook page. And the website to show kind of what I went through, the different things I learned. And it was really, you're right, it was an eye-opening experience because I didn't really think a whole lot about this, you don't really think about the situation that people are in on a daily basis until you do it. Mm-hmm. So we're asking anybody in Indiana County, hashtag Indiana County and hashtag Night Without a Bed. Anybody in Indiana County that wants to do it to show that they support Family Promise, they support homeless families. Take a picture. You don't have to do it all night like I'm doing, but if you take a picture of yourself and your family, sleeping somewhere besides your bed and upload it, we can show that, yes, there's a lot of support for homeless families, and we can bring awareness to the homelessness situation in Indiana County.
Yeah, and there's probably a lot of people that in doing that will also say to themselves, well, I need to help this problem by making a donation to help Family Promise help those other families.
Exactly. And the biggest thing about donations is monthly donations are great. I mean, if you get a $5,000 donation, that's great. It's not sustainable. If we get a $20 or $10 or $30 a month donation, that gets sustainable because then we just add to that. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things that I always ask for is monthly donations to help out the cause. And so that's
So Family Promise helps in a variety of ways, and we have talked before here in this setting about how Family Promise, what are the practical steps that they take to help somebody that's in a homeless situation. The circumstances are different from everybody who is in that situation and who needs help, and Family Promise has to be adaptable to help them, as we have said in the past, to take that next step toward solvency and toward resolving a very, very distressing situation. So how does Family Promise do that?
So what we do is we get a referral of a family. They come into the program. We give them stability. Now, one of the things about when you're homeless, and I realized this when I was sleeping in my car, is, there wasn't any stability. It was all chaos. And a lot of homeless families and kids are in chaos because they just don't have, and then so you can't think about the next steps when you're in chaos. If you think about anything, if you're in chaos, you can't think about the next step. So what we do is we give them stability in the day center. And that way they can start thinking about saving for a car. They can start thinking about what kind of job do I want. They can start thinking about what's the best things for my kids. And what we do is we teach them how to be successful. And then when they graduate from the program, they have jobs, houses, and cars. So one of the things I always tell people is, we're taking people that are on food stamps and Medicaid that, and safety net, if you will, that taxpayer money goes to, and we're making it so they're no longer on that. So we're decreasing the expenses for the federal and state government. And when they graduate from the program and they start paying taxes, we're increasing the income for the federal and state government. And that's really, really good business plans. So that's what we do there. Then what happens is when they graduate from the program, then we continue to help them after that. We also have our new Beyond Shelter program. It's called the POP program. And what we're doing is we're taking families that we're preventing homelessness. So it's one thing to help homelessness. Now we're preventing it by teaching people how to manage money, how to make it so, you're not living paycheck to paycheck, how to think differently about money. Like maybe you don't want to buy everything from Aaron's because you're going to have a lot of, debt and everything else like that. You might want to buy something used, and then when you get enough money, you buy something new. So just different ideas about how to do it. Carol, our executive director, always says short-term discomfort for long-term gain. So you might have to give something up in the short term for a longer-term gain. That's one of the things we also teach, and we teach families that aren't homeless that. So we're trying to make it so we prevent homelessness, but if you are in homelessness, we're going to help you and make sure that, you're successful and you're not homeless anymore.
Night Without a Bed is the name of the event, and you are encouraging everybody. Give the information again to hashtag what?
Okay, hashtag Indiana County. That way what we could do is we can look on Indiana counties, the hashtag for Indiana County, and we can get the pictures of people in Indiana County that did it. Also, hashtag Night Without a Bed. That way national can pull it up if they see it, and they can share some people, and hopefully some Indiana County people can be on the national website showing that they're doing Night Without a Bed.
Yeah, and people who want to learn more about Family Promise here in Indiana County, the website is?
As Indiana, Family Promise of IndianaCounty.com. And we also have our Facebook page. So if you want to learn more, if you want to donate, you could do that. It's like I put so much time and energy into Family Promise because we're not giving anybody anything. We're making them earn it. So they have to actually be responsible for their own success.
Yeah.
And when you have somebody responsible for their own success, they're going to be more successful than if you just give somebody a handout. It's not a handout, it's a hand up.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. He's Aaron Lehman, Family Promise of Indiana County. Thanks for coming in.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Fox News is coming your way. Well, actually, at the top of this next hour, on the way in just a second, it is Boomer